Hello teacher, my presentation topic is buffer overflow. A buffer overflow occurs when a program writes data beyond the boundaries of a fixed size buffer. This can lead to security vulnerabilities and potential exploits. What is buffer overflow? Is a type of software vulnerabilities where a program writes data outside the allocated memory buffer, potential causing a crash or enabling the execution of malicious code. Why is it important? Buffer overflows can be exploited to gain unauthorized access to computer systems, execute arbitrary code, or disrupt the normal operation of an application. These are animations, some the computer freeze. I will show them directly on YouTube.
Buffers are memory storage regions that temporarily hold the data while it is being transferred from one location to another. A buffer overflow occurs when the volume of data exceeds the storage capacity of the memory buffer. For example, suppose you are filling a form on a website and there is a password field in which you have to enter the password. Now, if the maximum characters allowed for the password is 10 and you enter some password which is longer than 10 characters, so here you gave an input more than the buffer can hold. Now the program must raise an error until you type the password which is less or equal to 10 characters. So this is what buffer overflow is in brief. Now in a buffer overflow attack, attackers exploit buffer overflow issues by writing extra data which hold specific instructions for actions intended by a hacker. For example, the data could trigger a response that damages files, changes data, or reveals private information.
And this is another example, but do it
visual example of what a buffer overflow might look like. In this particular
slide, causes of buffer overflow: inadequate input validation. Insufficient input validation is a common cause of buffer overflows. Failing to check input length can lead to buffer overflows when input is larger than expected. Poorly designed or implemented code that doesn't properly handle memory allocation and deallocation can result in buffer overflows. Inefficient coding practices can introduce vulnerabilities. A lack of proper memory management, improper memory management, such as failure to free memory after use, can lead to buffer overflows when new data is written into previously used memory locations. Exploiting buffer overflow vulnerabilities. Buffer overflow attack techniques. Attackers can exploit buffer overflows by injecting malicious code into an overflowing buffer and manipulating program execution to their advantage. Second one, potential consequences of a buffer overflow attack. A successful buffer overflow attack can result in unauthorized access, system crashes, privilege escalation, code execution, data leakage, and other serious security breaches. Preventing buffer overflow. First one is code reviews and secure coding practices. Through code reviews and adherence to secure coding practices can help identify and mitigate buffer overflow vulnerabilities during the development stage. Input validation and bounds checking. Second one, performing input validation and bounds checking ensures that input data does not exceed the allocated buffer size, reducing the risk of buffer overflow. Third one is use of secure libraries and frameworks. Utilizing secure libraries and frameworks that have built-in protection against buffer overflows can help prevent these vulnerabilities in software applications. Finally, conclusion, buffer overflow vulnerabilities pose a significant threat to the security and stability of software applications. By understanding the causes and implementing preventive measures, we can reduce the risk and protect our systems. Thank you for listening, teacher.